looking at film shot in 1977 during the Civil War.
Now it is the fall of 1977. They are bringing me back into the city. It is the 5th year of the North American Civil War.
This man is a research scientist of a new sort.
Here, the production of your drug will go through its initial phase.
You misunderstand. It's not a drug, it's a process. Neuropsychopharmacology involves the direct electrical stimulation of the appropriate brain centers. Of course, it can be used in conjunction with the drug.
I'm just an administrator now, you understand. You new boys have left me quite behind.
These are the offices of General Pharmaceutics. Although it was never quite understood how it happened, this gigantic producer of medicines and drugs succeeded in its takeover of technology, and soon after, all of society.
What I was not at liberty to explain was that the end product of my research stimulated calculated aggression. It was a meta-adrenaline designed to push the reluctant troops. I'll be working with Dr. Finnegan again.
No, I'm afraid not.
Why is that?
Dr. Finnegan has been transferred.
Will it be Steenbeck then?
I'm afraid Steenbeck has left us also.
What am I supposed to use for a staff then?
That's all been arranged.
When can I meet with them?
You're in a bit of a hurry, aren't you?
I understood this project had some kind of urgency to it. I'd like to get going on it.
Yes, of course. But there are a few formalities that have to be gone through first.
Formalities like what?
Well, you'll have to meet with Mr. Lee of the Security Committee.
Right, the Inquisition.
I think I must warn you that Mr. Lee does not take to levity.
Of course.
You do have all your material in your possession, don't you?
Why'd you ask?
I think you will find that there have been a number of changes made here since you went away. We've all had to go through it, you understand.
Why have you been brought here?
Why don't you tell me, Mr. Lee?
When the existence of hidden crime is suspected, there are 3 stages in the process of its suppression: the discovery of the criminal, the proof of his guilt, and the punishment. You are accused of sympathizing with the criminal insurgents.
Well, I'm with you people.
To be merely with us is not enough. What are your opinions, or shall we say your beliefs, concerning our work here?
I believe whatever you do.
Do you believe that our government is working towards the best good of its people?
Do you believe that?
Oh, I believe it. Entirely.
Mr. Lee is himself the instrument of certain unseen forces.
I believe it.
You believe that I believe it. I didn't ask you that. I asked if you believe it.
You're playing with my mind. I'm just a very simple guy.
If you are simple, then answer simply, without evasion.
I'm being completely honest with you.
Honesty is for imbeciles. There's little sorcery in honesty. Will you swear that you have not learned anything contrary to the faith which we hold to be true?
I've been away for a while. You have to explain to me what the faith is at the moment.
There's nothing momentary about our faith. It is eternal.
Mr. Lee conducts an unparalleled reign of terror.
I can see there's been some changes in company policy since I've been gone.
Terribly deceptive of you. But tell me, do you believe?
In what?
In magic.
Magic? I believe in science. Science is magic.
Very clever. I didn't think you had the wit to make that reply. But it isn't good enough.
Well, this is quite a security committee you've set up.
Wrong again. This isn't any security committee. This is the Holy Police. Will you swear?
It's company policy, I'll swear.
I won't force you to swear, because if I force you to swear, you transfer the sin to me, who forced you.
Listen, why should I swear to anything if you're not forcing me?
To make you psychically fit to continue your work here.
Mister, I don't know at all what you're talking about. You're gonna have to teach me.
I see that our friend here is in need of instruction. I recommend several months' stay at our retreat at Pataran. He will find much technology there. But you will turn over your research material to us. Oh. Well, in time, you will turn it over to us.
They are experts in psychic attack.
Do it.
I'm afraid we're not prepared to carry any excess personnel.
I'm fired. I can go.
There's a war on, you know. You've got some particularly valuable information. In other words, you're not going anyplace.
Occasionally, these experts underestimate the telepathic resources of their subjects. Then something akin to psychic judo occurs, and the expert finds himself at a serious disadvantage.
Then I think you had better not
You're about to
continue
witness
talk.
such an occurrence.
Let's say you've been warned.
You threatening me? Listen, there's 5 men outside, armed, and nobody leaves here without proper identification.
The guard is made uncertain of his own ground.
Who are you looking at?
A prisoner.
You're getting mixed up.
No?
I'm getting mixed up then.
I thought you were supposed to be teaching me magic.
I am.
You haven't said a thing about it.
Much of what is happening on your screen occurs at a subverbal level. General Pharmaceutics have found that communication at a verbal level is contraindicated for their purposes.
Tell me, how long have you guys had power here?
Would you sit down? You're making me dizzy. It'll be 6 months soon.
So you're not exactly firmly established.
We're as firmly established as anybody.
I wonder just how long you'll last.
As long as we want to last, I expect.
A man has nothing but holes in between his certainties.
So?
So you need me much more to produce this drug than I need to be put through this little course here.
Well, I don't understand.
I think you should be a little kinder to me.
How?
I think you should give me a couple of days by myself.
You know I can't do that.
Sure you can. Why don't you write me a pass right now?
I'll have to consult Mr. Lee.
You have your own authority, or don't you? I mean, you always need Mr. Lee to tell you what to do?
The chain of executive command exists. I simply use it.
You're a prisoner. Why don't you write me the pass right now?
You realize you're committed here?
Sure.
The expert has been maneuvered into giving his charge a day's freedom.
You've got 1 day.
I arranged a contact with the guerrillas. I didn't know what to expect. I like that sort of thing.
The only surviving resistance to General Pharmaceutics were the motorcycle gangs. Among all the organizations that had made revolution, only the gangs had been tough enough to continue the fight. But the gangs themselves had been subject to large changes.
I was taken to a place sacred to the insurgents. I had no idea what the customs or behavior of these people were.
This man deals in guns.
It seems they were led by a woman. I arrived while she was at prayer. Worry is just a prayer to what we don't want to happen. I calculated on a simulation of brotherhood to get me by. Without recognizing the source, I sensed a hallucinatory aura about the place. That was fine with me. I'm able to function in any delirium. I waited while she finished with the gun dealer. Evidently, my arrival was not cause for celebration.
going out of here in about 10 minutes. What have you got for us?
You've heard about the drug. If you want it, it's yours.
I don't see how you're going to produce it. We're on the move all the time.
You know how to make raids. I can tell you what equipment we need. You can go get it. We've got the drug together.
Think we're fighting a revolution or something?
If you're not fighting a revolution, what's happening?
We don't fight to win.
Well, you know, if they catch you, they're really going to do you up. I can tell you that.
Well, we don't fight to lose either.
You like things just the way they are, eh?
That's right.
How about if I join up just as an ordinary soldier, just slogging along like everybody else?
Can you ride a bike? If you want to play poker, you've got to have a deck of cards.
Looks like there's no place for me here. I mean, the other guys are looking out for me, too. I'm kind of stranded. I thought you were the people.
We used to be the people, but the people didn't dig us.
So I guess you're not revolutionaries anymore. You're bandits.
We don't need any names.
How about compassion, then?
We tried compassion. It leaves you with a lot of dead stragglers. So now we're into discipline.
The movement's come a long way if it's into discipline, then.
I don't want to have a discussion right now. Talk was 10 years ago.
Well, how do I get out of here?
I'm not sure that you are getting out of here. What did you bring us from your laboratory?
Why don't you try and see?
And what does this do?
Put it simply, makes you want to kill.
What do you know about killing?
I read the newspapers.
So you don't know. You're a virgin.
Well, why don't you tell me?
Well, it's a high.
I know a bit about that. The victim releases his energy, the energy of his life, to the killer. Here at one of the many liberated factories of luxury, I had arrived at a place where there were no choices. As I talked to her, I knew I would eventually make my deal and sell out to the revolution. I was not long back in the city. Already I was tired. And somehow I would charge myself up to run with the bandits. I was beginning to learn that there's a point where everybody becomes an enemy. I was ready to submit. I was ready to get my hands dirty.
In the continuing revolution, there is no place for ethics. There is no place for choice.